Scene starts off and we got a group of Mayan hunters chasing down a tapir. These boys hungry as hell, so they were not letting that thing get away. It runs right into a trap and bang! Perfect catch. They skin it up, cut it open, and start eating it right there. And my man right here really ate the nuts fresh off the kill. Like, nah, that's crazy.
Hey, yo!
As they're cutting up the tapir, another group of Mayans come out the jungle asking if they can pass through. And these dudes were ready for smoke. Like, look at them clutching. But they weren't here for all that. They offered them these two big ass fish, and Flint Sky, the tribe leader, lets them pass. You can tell they were fleeing from something. Whole village moving, and they look like they just seen the devil. Flint tells Jaguar, his son, never to be scared. He says fears are poison. And that's when Jaguar realizes that's exactly what he saw in their eyes. The next morning while everyone's asleep, Jaguar hears something. Had my boy up quick, checking all corners. Another group of Mayan hunters come out the jungle. Wait, is this nigga rocking 3 human jaws on his shoulders? Jaguar wakes up his wife and son, and one of them tries to rush in, but he dodges out the way and throws that boy right out. They all quickly run to the back, and Jaguar grabs a rope and starts lowering his pregnant wife and son down the hole, trying to keep them safe. And while he was doing that, these guys were wiping right through the village. They burn all the hearts and start murking everybody. They even snatched this baby out of her mother's arms. One of the goons spots Jaguar and started sprinting to him, and my boy had no choice. He had to let the rope go, dropping his wife straight down. This nigga pulls up and throws Jaguar to the other side. Like, damn, how strong is this guy? It ain't matter though. He gets tripped, Jaguar snatches his axe, or whatever this weapon is, and just starts cracking him in the head. Mink, mink, mink. Sent his ass straight to Valhalla. He tells his wife he will return, then runs back to the village to back up his guys. And yeah, shit wasn't looking too good. They threw this man into the fire. This guy was getting the mojito treatment, and they even dragged one of the girls to the back. And I don't even want to know what they did to her. But Flint wasn't letting them violate. He was doing straight damage, dropping bodies left and right like a true leader. Jaguar comes back to back his father and spears this guy right off. Straight Goldberg. They get back up, and just as he's about to put the knife right through his chest, the leader Zero grabs his neck and shuts it all down. He tells his goons to tie everyone up, but Brody out here with this outrageous cut. Like, what is this, 1 dread right on the forehead? This is crazy work. Anyways, he was trying to kill Jaguar because he just got violated, but Zero wanted him alive, so he couldn't kill him. So instead, he goes to his father and slits his throat. I don't even know why I'm covering this movie. This shit hella sad. So the goons tie everyone up, and one of them walks over to the guy Jaguar killed and finds the rope. So he was a little suspicious. He throws a rock down, cuts the rope just in case anyone was hiding there. But this is the thing, as they were leaving, Jaguar looks back and sees the rope moving. And that's when he knows his wife and son were still alive. And bro, just look at the damage they left behind. They take all the adults and leave the kids behind crying next to their dead parents. This is brutal. So they leave, and as soon as they hit the jungle, we realize something else. They also captured the other group from earlier on, the niggas that were fleeing. Anyway, so they start walking all tied together, and this is kind of crazy. They went through 2 villages and wiped out damn near 100 people, only to capture like 15 people. Like, ain't no way. So while they're traveling through the jungle, this dude here is clearly struggling because he's been stabbed, and 1 dread sits next to him. I'ma call him 1 dread for the rest of the movie. Anyways, this guy comes, brings out water as if he was about to give it to him, and just drinks that shit and was like, get your ass up. I mean, bro, I think he's trying. So yeah, he gets up and they keep moving to who knows where. They were out here crossing rivers, climbing mountains, and yeah, those kids they left behind, they're not making it past 48 hours. I'll give them that. So while they were climbing up the cliff, that one wounded dude misses the steps and almost takes everyone off. Yeah, he was a liability. Lucky Jaguar and Blunt had locked in and pulled him back up. And look at 1 dread, he was just watching the whole thing, smiling. I swear, this guy is not serious. As soon as they get him back up, he just cuts his rope and throws him right back down. Nah, this guy's not serious. So yeah, he clearly wasn't meant to do that because Zero came and almost killed him for throwing them off the cliff. They clearly need these guys alive for who knows what. So yeah, they keep moving, and the longer they walk, the more you can tell they were getting closer to real civilization. Trees cut down everywhere, the jungle's thinning out. Then they passed this little sick girl standing next to her dead mother who was clearly sick as well. And nobody was trying to let her get close. Like, ain't no way. Like, back the fuck up. Can't lie, if she came close to me, I would have hit her with one of these.
Dr. Newsom.
The girl looks at them and tells them how all their worlds are about to end. And yeah, this had them shook a little. Like, look at their faces. They move on and pass this village, and at first it just looks like they're burning coal. But nah, That ain't it. They're not cutting trees for fire, they're making lime. They burn massive amounts of wood to heat limestone until it breaks down into this white powder. The powder burns skin, eats through things, and kicks up heat like crazy. The Maya used it to coat buildings, plaster temples, even prepare food. But this whole process destroys the forests fast. So this scene isn't random, it's showing a city desperate to keep itself standing, even if it's burning the jungle to dust. That's why the crops are dying and everyone in the village is straight starving. Like, look, this guy's about to die on his shift and he hasn't even clocked out. Gang, where are we going? I don't know. So the captives keep moving through the city, and this is where they split them up. Women on one side, men on the other. The women get sold as slaves to the rich, and the men get painted in this blue paint. And this part's kind of crazy. People are literally starving, yet these guys are spitting food on the ground. I mean, honestly, not so different from the world we live in today. Once all the women were gone, the men marched past the temple, and just by the paintings on the wall, they already knew this shit wasn't ending well. They step out and there's thousands of Mayans cheering. When they look up, they see heads rolling down the pyramids. Yeah, they were cooked. And right at the bottom of the pyramids, they used the blood of the sacrificed victims on the highborn babies. The Maya believed that that was the strongest offerings they can give the gods. Blood straight from the sacrifice passed on to the newborn so they could live a fulfilled and blessed life. I wish a nigga would try to decapitate my head just to give a little Mayan some blessings. I would have just pulled that shit out and... So they all get taken to the top of the pyramid, and this is where the king and his family are posted up. This guy right here must have been on the purse, cause what the fuck? Anyways, the priest starts hyping up the crowd, talking about destiny and how they're the people of the sun. And the crowd is eating it up. Niggas are out here dancing and screaming. They bring up the first dude and force him down on the stone. Then the priest stabs him right through the chest and rips his heart out.
Damn.
But he wasn't done. He then decapitates his head and tosses his body down like nothing. Now ain't that some shit? They grab the next guy and do the exact same thing. Like ain't no way his heart is still beating. This literally gotta be the worst way to go. But they wasn't doing this for no reason. They believed the sun needed blood to keep moving. In the Maya religion, the sun was alive, and if they didn't feed it, it could weaken and stop rising or bring disaster. That's why they took the heart out while it was still beating. The heart wasn't just an organ, it was pure life force. When they lifted it towards the sun, it was basically saying, take this life so ours can continue. So basically, if you're a peasant, nigga, you're a sacrifice. They grab Jaguar and bro already knows it's time. He doesn't even fight it. But right as the priest lifts his knife, the sun gets covered, solar eclipse. To them, that's a sign from the gods. The sacrifice worked. The sun accepted the blood. Damn, they really did all that damage to all those villages just to sacrifice 2 people? What do I do with the rest? Dispose them. So Zero takes them all to this open field, then they pull out all their weapons. He sends his son to the other side and then lays out the rules. The game is simple. If you make it past the cornfield, you're free. Sounds easy, right? Yeah, nah. So these two get cut free and start running, and instantly they start trying to kill him, letting arrows fly, spears coming from everywhere. And the way these two are running, I can't lie, I don't like it. They're running way too straight. Like nigga, if you're trying to live, stop moving like prime time. Huss, huss. So this dude here yanks a rock and bow straight to the dome. And look at this guy's face. He was like, hell nah, and started locking in. But that shit wasn't enough. Bang, an arrow right through his back, and I gotta give it to him. That was a great shot. Jaguar gets cut free next, and these two knew what they were doing. Like, look at how they were running, zigzagging left and right, weaving all the shots. I guess these two know the playbook. Maybe not. Getting an arrow right through the mouth is diabolical. Just as Jaguar is about to make it to the cornfield, Zero catches him with a clean shot to the back. Bow. Nah, these guys are all shooters. So as he's on the ground, Zero comes to finish them off. But Brody from before that was still on 2 HP pulls his leg. Get out of here! Bah! Nah, he a real one for that. He finishes him off, then goes to finish Jaguar, but Jaguar stabs him in the throat with the arrow. Had him standing up looking like he made it. And then he just drops. So everyone starts launching spears at Jaguar and he gets up and hits the cornfield. Zero quickly hits the legs, I'm talking, trying to get back to his son. But when he got there, it was too late. His ass was in shambles. And my boy ain't even talk. He just got up and ran straight into the cornfields. And at this point, you don't even want to imagine what happens if they catch him. So Jaguar had to lock in. He drops into this deep pit and look how many people they killed. Like this is bodies on bodies. They're just out here sacrificing people for the love of the game. He climbs right out and runs right into the jungle. And yeah, these niggas were on his ass like white on rice. Jaguar couldn't keep up his pace because of the wound. I mean, he did just catch an arrow to his back like 10 minutes ago. He climbs this big ass tree and posts up, and the hunters run right past him. Guess this tree was the perfect place to camp, right? this guy literally has to be having the worst 2 days ever. Like, come on, out of all the trees, you picked the one with the cello? So the hunters stop running, realizing Jaguar hasn't went this far. So they split up and start heading back. Then they start hearing movement in the bushes. And nah, my boy was getting chased. I've never seen someone this locked in. Like, I deadass remember he couldn't even run properly because of the wound. But with this Jaguar on his ass, he probably healed. One of the hunters tries cutting Jaguar off, not knowing what that nigga is actually running from. And that Jaguar just jumps right on him and bites his face off. I mean, literally tear his shit off. I would show you guys, but you know, YouTube be on my ass. The others run in and start stabbing the Jaguar, killing it right on the spot. Now, remember that little sick girl from earlier? Yeah, that's exactly what she warned them about. Some of the hunters start getting scared, thinking this is a bad sign. And a few of them actually wanted to stop the hunt, but Zero wasn't hearing none of that. That nigga killed my son. We not letting shit slide. So they keep going and the chase continues. They run Jaguar all the way into the night, like they were not gonna stop. And don't forget, this guy's wife and son are still trapped in that hole. At this point it's morning now, so they ran like 6-7 marathons. And I don't even know if they stopped to breathe once. But you know, we had to let it slide. Movie. This guy here spots blue paint on the tree and then bang! A Furtherlands bites him right in the neck. And if you know anything about that snake's venom, you already know. His ass is done. They don't even try to save him. They just tell him to slit his wrists and get ready for the afterlife. And this is when it hits them. That little girl was right. Everything she said was coming true. Anyways, they end up catching up to Jaguar and the arrow flies right past my boy, 1 inch away from a headshot. Jaguar runs straight to a waterfall. No way around it, no backup plan. And when he looks back, it's just these niggas closing in. He had no option left, so he just jumps off. And these guys wait to see if he makes it because they weren't about to let him slide. And yeah, he does. Y'all will never catch me. Yeah, I guess he shouldn't have said that because Zero tells them all to jump off. And this guy here tries to tell him otherwise about his stupid prophecy. And my guy had no time for that. He just gives him one to the heart. Yeah. After that, everyone was jumping off that shit. And Jaguar actually couldn't believe they did it. I mean, not all of them made it because this guy hits his head on the rock. So Jaguar gets back to running, and just as he's a little more ahead, this guy falls into mud, like literally, and this guy was drowning in it. I mean, lucky he's the main character because he pulls himself out, and now that he's fully covered in mud, he uses his big brain and goes and grabs a wasp hive and yanks it at these niggas like it's a C4. And these wasps, yeah, they were doing damage. Straight hit markers everywhere. So after that, he catches this poisonous frog, then extracts the poison into these darts, puts mud all over these branches to think that he was there, and camps on the other side just to start shooting these darts right at him. I mean, he only had 3 and he used it all on one guy. One to the neck, then the back, and a good headshot to finish it off. Yeah, he did not stand a chance. So he tries to go grab the weapon off the nigga he just killed, but once he gets there, one dread is there as well. And now they're looking like they're in a Mexican standoff. So they run right at each other. Jaguar slides down and gets his head nipped, but then turns around and pop! And this shot was so nasty, there's blood spraying out of his head. Damn! He swings that shit back one more time and minks him in the head, ending him right there. And at this point, this guy already killed like 6-7 of these goons, and there's only 3 left. It starts raining, and that's a bad sign for his wife and kid. So he had to end this chase quick. As he's running through the forest, Zero catches up to him and fires an arrow right to his chest. And man, after running after this guy for 48 hours, this probably was the best feeling ever. But Zero gets a little too excited and runs right at him. But that was Jaguar's plan the whole time. He crosses the animal trap and then bow! That shit went right through his body. The last 2 come from behind and they're still chasing him. But Jaguar finally makes it to his wife. And yep, it looked like she gave birth in that cave. He continues running all the way to the beach, and the other 2 finally catch up and they all stare at the horizon. And that's when you realize the European colonizers have arrived. So I guess this is kind of like a message of saying, like, while y'all busy fighting each other, the real enemy is coming, I think. Anyways, listen. Don't listen to anything I said. Jaguar heads back to the cave and takes out his wife and 2 kids, and they all head back into the jungle and live happy ever after. Well, definitely not happy. That nigga just been through some shit. He ain't never gonna be happy. But you get the gist.